Hey y'all, and welcome back to my channel. And if you're new here, welcome. I'm Nicole with the Bushel and Epoxy Designs. Today we are working on a 20-ounce straight tumbler from the Tumbler supply store, and I am working with this beautiful marbly watercolor vinyl. I don't know exactly what to call it, but it is from AB Designs Co. And I'm going to do a pretty simple in technique design for this one. We are going to wrap the entire tumbler with this vinyl, and then we are going to add some foil flake spots and an SVG with some vinyl, and that's it. So it's pretty simple, but let's get right into it. So I am measuring the vinyl on the tumbler, and then I'm going to just trim it so I don't have so much excess on either side. And then I'm going to decide which side I want more to be cut off of, because it is longer than the tumbler is around, so I will have to trim some up. So I decided that which side I wanted to cut off, and then we are going to apply this with the hinge method. So I lined it up, and then I am going to put a little bit of painter's tape on there. And again, on this part, since it's a full wrap, it doesn't have to be perfectly straight because it's not a design that needs to be perfectly straight. So I wasn't too concerned that I had it lined up exactly straight, since I do have a little overhang on both sides. It's okay if it was a little bit off, but I added that painter's tape, and then I'm going to peel it back and trim off a little of the backing, and then push down with my squeegee and apply that around the tumbler. I don't know if you caught the little mistake that I made right here, but I am afraid to admit how many times, actually I'm ashamed to admit how many times I've actually done this. I get to wrapping it, and then I completely forget to peel off the painter's tape, so I end up putting the vinyl right over it, and then I have to peel up the vinyl and peel off that tape. I have done it so many times, I don't even know how I continue to still do that, but here we are. I did. So I just peeled off that vinyl, peeled up the vinyl, peeled off that painter's tape, and replaced it down. And because this design, I was trying to hide the cut line a little bit. So instead of just cutting it straight down, I did a little jaggedy line to try and help blend in, since there's so many curvy lines in this watercolor. And then I'm going to trim off the top, and also I trimmed off the bottom just a little bit. And then I'm going to take my favorite edging tool from Cami Page Boutique, and I'm going to trim off on the bottom, but then I decided I wanted a little bit more to show for the stainless part of it. So I actually moved it up a level and trimmed it again, and then we had a nice border on the bottom. you could, at this point, just add some glitter to the bottom of this tumbler and give it a coat of epoxy, and this would be a pretty tumbler. But I really wanted to enhance a lot of those gold elements in the pattern vinyl, so I am working with some foil flakes today. These foil flakes are from Hobby Lobby, and what I did was, my initial thought was to just have the foil flakes cover just the stainless steel portion on the bottom rim and then add some foil spots above on the vinyl as well. But I really decided that I wanted it to kind of go with the feel of the spots that will be on the tumbler. So I added the foil glue, which is from Artistic Painting Studio, to just the rim and the very bottom. And then I took some extra foil glue and in some spots raised it a little bit just to give it that kind of distressed, not so uniformed line. I made sure to rub it in really well so that no little particles are lifting. And then I'm randomly taking a tiny paintbrush and adding more of the foil glue in just random spots all over the tumbler. I did a lot towards the seam to just help blend it in and hide it a little bit more. It's really not too noticeable, but I just wanted to give it a little extra camouflage with some of this foil, and I'm just adding it in random spots, and then I'm going to heat it with my heat gun and then continue to add the foil all over the spots. after I had all of that foil added, I gave it a coat of clear glossy spray paint just to avoid if there was any tacky spots left from the glue, that I wouldn't be repelled by the epoxy. So I let that dry, gave it a coat of epoxy, and then I wanted to add some kind of decal or SVG to this. So I came up with Be Stronger Than Your Excuses. I have a love-hate relationship with the treadmill, so my brain often gives me tons of excuses why I do not need to get on that day. So on this day, I thought it was particularly perfect to put that on a tumbler to be a reminder that I am stronger than those excuses, and I've been doing pretty good getting on the treadmill almost every single day, so that's a win. But I did the offset in a bright metallic gold. I thought it really went well with the foils on this tumbler. And then I had this mauvey pink vinyl. It's a little bit on the see-through side, but not really see-through, but I thought it went really well with all the colors and the pink shades of the original vinyl. So I did that for the top layer of this SVG, and after that I gave it 2 final coats of epoxy, and this beauty was all done. It's very rare, but I did not use any glitter on this tumbler. It's a pretty simple overall technique. You can even just wrap a tumbler with vinyl. You could add a little bit of glitter into the epoxy to give it a shimmer or a shine, or some mica powders. There's so many endless possibilities, but I just wanted to show you one way to use some foil flakes to really spruce up a vinyl wrap and make it pretty simple. So I hope that you enjoyed this. I hope that you are inspired in one way or another, and I will leave all of the information where to find me and all the products that I use down in the description box. I am going to be back on Saturday with another similar-ish tutorial. You'll just see, but I will be back on Saturday with another tutorial, and I will see y'all then. Don't forget, if you are interested in joining my mentorship group, there's also a link down in the description box. We do monthly supply giveaways. I do challenges each month where you win a prize. I do some lives. It's a small group, we're growing, but I would love to have y'all join me, and I will see y'all then. Bye y'all.